Hey, welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. My name is Josh, and I'm going to get right to this. I get home from a long day of work. I've got 400 messages in my Instagram and my Twitter. Stand with Sophie is exploding right now. Something happened. I go down this wormhole. I've got Tina from Wander with Intent, who's kind of helping me with research and doing all this stuff. She's reaching out to me. We're compiling this stuff in real time right at this moment right now. Okay, so if you need to know what's going on with this, I'm here to tell you what's happening. And from a father's perspective, I've got a little bit of a different take on what the heck is going on here, because this is actually from what I'm seeing at this point, this is crazy. Okay, so this is something is just exploding right now, and it's got a lot to do with police, judges, custody battles, a dad who, in my opinion, isn't doing enough. And maybe it's because he's being hamstringed, but we're going to get right to it all. The story here is that there's this little girl who's my daughter's age, okay, this video comes out, and this girl is literally freaking out that she doesn't want to get in the vehicle to go back to see her mom. And she admits on camera that the mom's boyfriend has been abusing her, okay? And that she literally says this to her grandmother. And this girl is freaking. And she's literally got this higher level of, it's so scary and so heartbreaking to hear the things that she's saying as an 8-year-old. The fear is palpable coming out of this girl. And it's not, I don't think it's for attention. And if it is, wow, this girl is an amazing actor, because the issue I have is that the dad's like, we gotta go, sorry. Here's the thing. If I'm a dad and my daughter is admitting these things to me and I'm hearing this, there's no way I'm driving her to go see her mother. Now, I understand that he's fearing that he'll get arrested or he'll lose custody in the end, and he's trying to mitigate it by recording it so he has proof of everything. Fine. But there's something that we're missing here. Something is happening. The judge has gagged him. We'll get into that in a minute. But something is happening where she's like, I can't go, and she's freaking out, and she's going back and forth. Finally, he convinces her to get in the car. They get to the place where they need to be, and so this is what happens. So the mother and father have been in a custody dispute. So they're divorced, custody dispute between her. And the courts awarded the custodial rights to the mother. So clearly we don't know why. There's something going on here. Generally in the States, though, mothers tend to get custodial rights regardless of how good the dad is or how bad the dad is. We know that exists. So we don't know the answer of why he does not have custody, but she does, okay? They live 200 miles apart, and they meet in Lakeview to trade off for visits, okay? I think he's in Texas, she's in California. And the father was advised to document the whole exchange on August 21st, which was 10 days ago, which is the video that's all over the internet that the judge is trying to get removed. So people are sharing it. It's gone viral, millions of hits, just crazy. And it's breaking everybody's heart to watch this girl literally physically be pulled out of a vehicle and get injured by her grandmother, tells her grandmother the truth. And her grandmother's like, well, what about the play that you're in? I cannot fathom this, what this grandmother has done. Okay, that they all see this is happening. She says, my mom watches, and there's multiple men involved in the abuse of this girl, allegedly. Okay, so nothing has been proven, but nobody's taking this girl seriously. Nobody is. Okay, and this is insane. CPS again failing. CPS failing. The police failing. We're gonna watch a video together right now. I'm gonna open it up. But the dad calls the police officer, okay, in charge, or corporal, whatever it is, in charge of this whole thing, and we're gonna scrub through this.
Yes, sir. This is Corporal Plummer.
I'm sorry, I didn't get your last name.
Plummer?
Hi, Corporal. Hi, Corporal. Thanks for taking my call. So the other night there was an incident in Lakeview during a custody exchange where I brought my daughter to be exchanged into the custody of her mother, and her grandmother was there. We were planning originally just based on the attorneys and kind of all the stuff that's gone on to just sit in the car and wait. And her grandmother was going to come talk to her.
Stop here. He just told the corporal here, Plummer, that we've been advised by our lawyer to not do anything, to just sit and wait. So he shows the text message here. We arrived at 5:55 and we will wait for your arrival. Per my attorney, you are supposed to stay in the vehicle and allow my mother to come get her from your vehicle. We will have dinner waiting for her. He tells the officer this. He's not supposed to do anything. So remember that.
What ended up happening was I unlocked the doors. Her grandmother and mother walked up, and they started just yanking her out of the car. And my daughter is insistent that there's abuse going on in the home, and she's been doing outcries consistently but on our end, and even she'd done one just in a hospital to a deputy sheriff here in Guadalupe County. And we had attempted a custody exchange at our property here in Seguin, Texas, and for 2 hours, I mean, there were two sheriffs here. She wouldn't go, been kicking and screaming and hitting, wouldn't do it. So, you know, the judge had ordered that there would be another exchange, brought her to the same transition spot that we usually have, which is at that Starbucks, where you had two officers reply. Well, my father actually was the one who called in the 911 call, because when they walked up, like I said, it got physical very fast, and my daughter got hurt in the incident to the point where I ended up having to bring her to the hospital about probably half an hour to an hour afterwards on our way back towards the town. Because
listen, okay, if you get physical with my daughter, grandmother or not, you're getting a effing headbutt. You are not touching my daughter like that. What is this dad just... I understand his lawyer's like, you got to film it. I don't care at that point. I'm sorry. She's physically abusing this girl, pulling her out, dislocates her. They have to take her to the hospital, and the dad's just filming it. Look, we're not seeing the whole story here. I understand why he's doing this, but I can't square it. This guy is not protecting his daughter. Something is amiss, okay? I don't know. This is really, really bugging me on all ends, okay? Right here. There's a girl in the middle of this fray. Somebody's recording. His dad is sitting in the seat. The grandmother's physically abusing her, pulling her out, and the dad's just recording. Look, I'm not placing blame anywhere, but everybody's to blame at this point.
Because she got to the point where she couldn't even, like, extend her arm because her elbow had gotten hyperextended.
Yeah, and I talked to Corporal, or not Corporal, I'm sorry. I talked to Officer Eklad a little bit. Let me just, so you pull into the Starbucks. Who's in the vehicle with you?
My father and my daughter.
Is your father?
And my daughter.
Where's he sitting at?
He's in the passenger seat.
The passenger seat?
Or he might have been standing outside.
Your daughter is where?
My daughter was in the back of it.
Where do you think she is, detective? Are you serious with these questions right now? How'd this guy get a job?
Like, we're directly behind you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you is the wife or your ex-wife or girlfriend or whatever she is, was she in the parking lot when you got there?
Yeah, she was in the parking lot, and so was her mother.
Okay, where was her mother sitting?
Her mother had gotten into the seat behind the driver's seat in my car.
Okay, hold on, you lost me. You pull in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Are they sitting in their vehicle?
Yeah, they're sitting in their vehicle. The original plan was that the grandmother was going to do...
Why does this matter? What is this guy... Who cares? He's literally telling you how... maybe they need it for detail. I don't know, but what a dumb series of questions this stupid corporal is asking.
Was going to deal with the transition, come over, maybe talk to Sophie and have her come, over to their car. But instead, you unlock the doors, and she opens the door, and immediately they're just like going at her, trying to like pull her and yank her out of the...
At what point did you turn a camera on?
I was advised before this all started to be sure I documented the whole exchange because of how contentious it had all been.
Okay, so when did you turn your camera on?
At 8:29, just...
You could see the struggle. I don't know if I'm going to show this video or not. I might blur it. If you could see this is so heartbreaking. This girl is literally... You've never seen fear like this in somebody's eyes. The dad here, if you... Like, I know he's going to document this because he's a lawyer and he's trying to protect himself, but there's some level, there's a switch that needs to be flicked here where, I'm sorry, I'm not documenting this anymore. I'm getting out and I'm stopping this abuse. This is crazy.
No, I'm talking about,
I just started.
Did you turn it on before you pulled in the parking lot? After, like, when the grandma opened the door?
Yeah, like right, just let out. Stop! Yeah, it was right then.
Okay, so
I grabbed my
she
phone.
opened the door, she grabbed her, and that's when the video starts?
That's about the time, yeah, it was 8:29. We pulled up probably like 8:28 into that park.
His dad's not helping. So basically, here, officer, here's the answer. I started recording right when the girl started yelling stop. That's all you had to say here. Why is he being so vague?
Okay. So, would you say your daughter's pretty well behaved?
Yeah, for us, she's great. And she's like...
For you?
Yeah, I'd say she's
She
great.
respects you and does what you say, yes sir, no sir kind of thing.
Yeah, no, she's good. She's strong-willed, but she's...
Did you talk to her about the exchange and how
We
it's
have.
going to work?
We did. And before we left, I mean, listen, CPS was even over here having discussions with us before this transition even took place. It took us an hour just to get her in the car.
Well, yeah, and I mean, that's the problem I run into. Like, before you get there, you explain to her that she's going to have to get out of the car, right?
We've told her. Yeah. But I'm not going to physically hurt my daughter in that transition.
No, I understand that. But at the same time, what do you do when your daughter tells you no?
You know what? It's not something...
Here's the question, you douchebag. What do you do when your daughter is admitted to being abused and she doesn't want to go? What do you do? What? What kind of question is this? This guy needs to be straight up fired. This guy is an idiot.
It's not something that she says often. And in this case, she's saying no because she's telling us that she's being abused in that house and that her mother's complicit in it.
So why are you driving her back to this house? What am I missing here?
That her mother's complicit in it. So it's a little bit of a difficult situation for a father to be in, to be told on one...
Were y'all married at one point?
Yes, we were.
How long were y'all married for?
I need to know where this line of questioning is going.
About 5 years.
This officer says nothing right when this dad says that she's been admitting right now that she's being abused by this lady. Y'all married? How about the question is, oh, really? That's what your daughter's saying? Let's dig into that a little bit. Hey, y'all married? Oh my gosh.
Okay, so at some point in life, y'all liked each other.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
This effing a-hole is this indicative of the police in the U.S.? Because if that's the case, oh my goodness gracious.
I mean, at some point. So at somewhere it went sour. And y'all...
Is he giving marriage counseling here? What is happening?
Y'all are struggling to work together. Okay? But you still have a child.
What is this?
Who has admitted to being abused, and he just said that to you. Why aren't you talking about this? Yeah, if you're a dad and your daughter admits to being abused by your ex-wife's boyfriend, why are you... That's it. Sorry. That's the whole... why is this dad not even saying that? Dude, I heard my daughter say this. Wow, man, this is an insane rabbit hole. This is something else. I've never seen anything like this.
That exchange, it has everything to do with it. That exchange takes as much effort from you as it does her. The mother should not be going into your vehicle and getting the kid out of the car. You should get the kid.
He told you, and here's the text, that he was not supposed to touch her. This officer is not listening. What are we missing here? Why is this officer not... What is going on here? What is he saying?
You should get the kid out of your own car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not holding a video camera. That's like when somebody's fighting us. There's someone wants to hold a video camera and they don't want to help. They don't want to do anything. They just want to sit there and document to try and make us look bad.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. You guys, I'm sure, deal with a lot of that.
At the same time, when you're sitting there holding a video camera and your 8-year-old daughter is seeing you do this, she thinks that this behavior is acceptable.
He just told you that the daughter admitted to being abused, and you're just saying, why are you recording it? You should be out there helping her go back to the abuser. What the hell is going on right now? Why is this officer standing up for the mother and why are they ignoring this? Even the dad is like, hey, let me reiterate something for you, douchebag cop. I've just told you she's admitted to being abused and I'm being forced to give her back. What don't you understand about that? Why is this cop saying this stuff?
Listen,
that's not a good environment for, I mean, yeah, the kid may get a extended arm or leg or whatever he said was the injury if she's fighting her mother. When you fight your parents, there's a possibility if she goes to whoop that kid with a belt and that kid ducks and catches a bruise across the back, that's on the kid.
This officer whoever you are, officer asshole, you need to be fired right this instant. I cannot believe that's the exchange. This guy is calling to report this issue. Overall, let's not forget the thing here is that this girl's being abused and has admitted it. And the cop's just like, well, why didn't you help her get out of the car to go back to it? Why are you recording it? You're setting her to tell her that her behavior is okay. The behavior is her literally scared of her to death to go back. And this cop is like, well, if the mother coming at her with a belt and she misses and catches an ear, that's on the kid. Who the hell is this guy? This is unbelievable, first of all, because the allegation is there. Once the allegation is there, they need to step in and get rid of this kid out of this house right now. This dad also didn't do enough to stop this. If I know my kid has admitted to me and I believe my kid, why would I send her back there? What is going on? What am I missing? Effing believable. Then on August 18th, the police were called to a disturbance. The father stated his daughter didn't want to leave because she's being abused by the ex-wife's home. The police made sure the daughter was not physically injured, but just asking if she was injured. They didn't do a physical check or anything like that, and allowed the girl to go home with her dad that night. The father later states on 8/21 the daughter was injured during the heated exchange with her mother, which we saw, and the daughter injured her elbow and dislocation happened. She did go to the hospital, and then CPS was notified. That's where we are right there, okay? 8/21 when the video on GoFundMe occurred, okay? So they got this. What are we at on the GoFundMe? $72,000 right now, okay? We're at this massive number. This thing is viral beyond viral, okay? The dad clearly can't afford all the legal fees. He's like, I got to fight this. I need to raise this thing, and he put the video out, and it went massively viral, okay? Police were called again to disturbance. The corporal and police were aware of the allegations, and the allegations were being investigated at the time. That's what they're saying. At August 30th, yesterday, the GoFundMe updated talks on how the amicus attorney in the video with the blue dress declares she intends to remove Michael's parental rights to hide the allegations. The attorney is trying to remove his rights so that the allegations can't come out. Members of Jake Bellington's family assisted in the abuse of the children. So this guy, allegedly Jake Bellington, is allegedly abusing, and members of his family are also abusing her. As of today, the child is in a safe home with the other brothers and sisters, but the father and stepmother don't know where she is, nor where the two brothers are, and Sophie is getting help from physical injuries as well as the other injuries to her private areas, and apparently the injury from the exchange was being investigated as well. And the call the father made to the corporal after 8/21, where the corporal was blaming the dad and the daughter for the incident, according to GoFundMe, the courts were still trying to let the mother take the child. The courts are still saying, yeah, go back with your mother. After hearing the allegation, even if it's just an allegation, it's on CPS to check this allegation to make sure it's all good before they send her back. Frisco had to come out with a statement. The Frisco Police Department is aware of the information circulating on social media related to the welfare of a child. This is an active case currently under investigation by our Criminal Investigation Division. We certainly appreciate the passion and concern, blah, blah, can't talk about it. Of course, they're not going to talk about it. Tina sent me another message from this article. It says, from what we can tell, the story began early this year when Sophie's little brother tested positive for cocaine and marijuana, according to her father. Suspicions of endangerment surfaced when we suspected that Jack had been drugged. He ended up testing positive for cocaine and marijuana. We trusted the system to help us through the process and instead encountered dead ends at almost every turn. Listen, CPS, if a kid tests positive and you have that, this is why this is an allegation. I'm not sure if there's proof. How can CPS's hands be tied if there's actual proof that this kid has cocaine and marijuana in his system? He's younger than 8. Okay? In late June, and after dealing with a number of medical issues Sophie was experiencing, she disclosed that she had been, in her primary home and by other individuals who were invited in, says her father, Michael Long. In a video posted to the group, Sophie pleads with her maternal grandmother during a custody exchange from father to mother to listen to her. Grandmother, who's touching you? Sophie, Mr. Jake, which is mother's boyfriend. And mommy watches. Mommy watched it happen. Grandmother, where does he touch you? Sophie, my VV. Okay? Sophie continued to describe how she wakes up with blood in her underwear, and the grandmother appears to dismiss the child claim by saying something like, what about you're the lead in the play? I cannot believe that we're here. I cannot believe this is happening in the world. The whole world sees it with their own eyes, and this judge this morning is like, doesn't matter. We're taking off this hashtag, we're taking off all the videos, we're taking everything down because we cannot go forward with the case when this is out there. The judge apparently is connected to the mother's lawyer, friends with her. There's already a conflict of interest, and this judge is not seeing what everybody else is seeing. I understand the judges need to take a step back and say, okay, I need to look at this. A judge can't go in there like flaming like I am right now, obviously. Something is wrong. We're missing something deep here, okay? So that's where we are as of today. The girl's in a safe place, apparently being tested for all this stuff. And there's so much missing here. As a father, hear me out. If I'm in this situation and that girl, my daughter tells me what happens, I'm there throwing hands. I don't care. I'll get arrested. I'm going to jail. I'm sorry. This dad has failed his daughter too. He needs to go there. And a lot of people are saying, well, here's the argument to be made. If he does that, what use is he to her if he's in jail? I get that. Okay. I'm at minimum confronting this D-bag. I'm at minimum going to the house. Even if that means I'm dropping her off, I'm at minimum. I want to talk to you, sir. Can you come out and have a conversation with me? Can you tell me why she's saying these things about you? And I would, at minimum, have a conversation with the mother, and I'd be recording these conversations. Why is she saying these things? And is she telling the truth? And the mother is obviously going to lie, and so is the boyfriend. No. She's telling. Why does she lie about this? And why would she say this out of the blue? And where did she learn this? Again, this dad is not doing what his fatherly, paternal duty. I'm sorry. Regardless of the legality of everything, and I know he's trying to stay safe by recording this thing, something is amiss. CPS their hands are being tied. The corporal is blaming this girl and saying, and just shirking the whole idea that this dad is making a report about the abuse and just saying, well, if she misses the belt and gets hit, it's her fault. What the F? What are we supposed to think here? What am I missing? Anybody have any updates on what's going on? I don't want to give like crazy allegations that's on the Facebook group, which is like 6,000 people in it, by the way. Sorry, that has 52,000 members. This boyfriend, if the allegations are true, it needs to be in jail with these other people, and so does the mother. And there's a video of CPS, the girl talking to CPS forcing her to go back to the house. CPS watching, understanding. I know this for a fact because I have adopted boys. That even an allegation, regardless of the base of it, they are investigating, and they will. And so that needs to happen. And this CPS agent is literally just forcing her to go back. I don't want to show these videos because I don't want to get struck. This video is not monetized, by the way, and it won't be. I'm not here to. This is not tea, everybody. This is all hands on deck, child exploitation, where the dad is being hamstrung by this lawyer and this judge, and something we're missing. I don't know what's happening right now. And I'm so confused, and it sucks for me because I'm really trying to truly understand this, that why a judge would do this. Why a cop, where you're making this allegation, would be like, blame the little girl. What is going on? Just all questions today. There's no answers right now. All questions. Sloan dropped this video on this, and everybody's like, watch Sloan's video, and he didn't want to say much either, and I understand why. Like, we're not trying to, like, this isn't tea, everybody, okay? This is literally a dangerous, crazy thing that this girl is, you can see it in her eyes, the absolute, utter fear that is going through her eyes. And as a parent, it's breaking everybody's heart. Everybody's up in arms in protection mode for this child. And in my opinion, the dad has not done enough. As soon as the allegation is done, you hold onto her, let the courts decide then at that point. Say, look, I'm sure that a judge would be like, okay, I understand why you held on to her. She made this allegation. I do get why you held on to her. But here's a systemic problem with the U.S. court systems and family law, that the law tends to side on the side of the mother for good or bad, and generally a lot of time for bad. Okay? And in this case, he's so scared of the system that he will lose full custody at all times. So he has to, he's literally hamstrung and tied up by this whole situation, so he can only film it. And can you imagine how helpless he feels? Because he knows the system is going to be against him at all times. We need to change the system. This needs to start changing. More and more dads are being let out of the picture because they're not the one who birthed the child. That has to stop. This is indicative of what's happening right here. This girl is allowed to go back to her alleged abusers. Even if it's not happening, she's lying about it, she says it. You believe her. That's just the way this works. I know she's a child. You still believe her until proven otherwise. It's not the other way around. When a girl says she's being abused, you believe that little girl and you take her out of that situation. Everybody has failed her. And for those of you who failed her, CPS, this judge, this cop, for all of you who failed her, this is on you. You might have ruined this girl's life by forcing her to go back to this place. And that boyfriend who allegedly abused her. Abusers need to be put in prison for the rest of their life. And they're not. This is insane, everybody. All hands on deck. Head over to the Facebook group. Head over to the GoFundMe. I know the judge is shutting it down. Get this guy funded so he can hire a good lawyer. This is crazy. This girl is saying something, and she needs to be believed. Over everything else that's going on, and both sides of parents are failing her. The CPS is failing her. The system is failing her. The government is failing her. We cannot fail her. We need to be her protection at this point because everybody else is failing her. Unless I'm missing something crazy, please let me know in the comments below. I have no idea. Because at this point, it's all questions for me. There's no answers. I'm not letting this go. And not much I can do from up here in Canada except for tell the story from what I found out so far. Tina and I are worried about this. We're trying to cover this in real time at all levels, and I cannot believe what's happening right now. Here's the big question. Why are they shutting down everything? Why is that important? Why are they shutting this down? Because she says it's not in the best interest of the child? Well, clearly it is, because everybody else is failing her. So let's get justice for Sophie, guys, because that's all we can do at this point. Let me know what I can do. If you know, I use my platform to do this. Again, not monetized, everybody. This is not tea. This is not drama. And those other channels who are monetizing this shit, I don't want to judge you for that, but maybe you shouldn't, okay? This is not something you monetize, okay? Let's be real about that. Let's just get on with this and start helping this girl in real ways, and that's just not another topic in a tea. This isn't just like, oh, this is next, let's talk about it. We need to help this girl. The end, okay? All hands on deck.